I'm hooked on Hook It Up.
Welcome to Fishing with Shelly and Courtney, brought to you in part by Skagit Orca Boats.
The only remedy is at the end of my lure. The bigger the better. Break out the heavy line. I'm hooked on Hook It Up, and I feel fine. Pacific Blue Ocean, here I come. I'm gonna hook some smileys before the day is done. I've got drinks in the cooler, bait in the tank.
This time, Dana and I head back to Whistler, BC to fly fish some of the local rivers and streams. The core of Whistler is a pedestrian village, styled to resemble a traditional European mountain town. Although the Whistler area has gained most attention from its status as a world-class ski resort, the locale is full of activities and outdoor opportunities year-round. Well known as a destination for skiers, the town of Whistler is a year-round resort less than a 2-hour drive from Vancouver in southwestern British Columbia. Our base, the Fairmont Chateau Whistler, is perfectly situated to get us to the mountain or stream. As is often the case, helicopters make for an excellent way to take in the scenery and visit a number of different waters. Systems around Whistler host salmon and steelhead runs, as well as strong numbers of trout and dolly varden char. Black Tusk helicopters were kind enough to fly us by some fantastic views and take us into a couple of remote fishing holes. All within fairly easy reach, waterfalls, wilderness hiking, and 8 major fishable rivers await. Many alpine lakes near Whistler are easily accessed by 4-wheel drive or hiking.
And man, the fishing is great.
Welcome to Fishing with Shelly and Courtney. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Dana.
And today Dana and I are in Whistler, BC. Whistler is just north of Vancouver, British Columbia, and we're going to be doing some heli fishing today with Whistler fishing guides Dave Brown and Brian Niska of Whistler Fly Fishing.
Welcome to the show, guys. Happy to have you here.
Thanks for inviting us. Coming up.
So what exactly are we fishing for today?
We're going to be trying for some rainbow trout and possibly some kokanee salmon.
That should be a lot of fun. We were walking around the area and we saw some kokanee in a little pool, and they were spawning. They were very bright red, so it was nice to see. But we won't be going for those guys.
No, we're going for, hopefully, if there's still a few holding down a little lower that haven't moved up to spawn that are still silver, those might be the ones we'll be catching, and definitely
Great.
some rainbows.
Good. That should be exciting. It's the beginning of September, and with the help of Black Tusk helicopters, we've been able to come to this beautiful location in Whistler, and we're hoping that we're going to catch some nice fish, and so we'll see you when we do.
I feel fine.
This week we are using the G Loomis GLX 4-piece 5-weight travel rod and the G Loomis GL 345 Synchrotech reel. Shelly and Courtney's Tackle Box brought to you by Shimano, where fishing is a family affair.
Camp Chef presents The Way to Cook Outdoors. Camp Chef's versatile line of outdoor cookers and custom accessories makes breakfast, lunch, and dinner easy anywhere you go outdoors. Portability, durability, and innovative features makes cooking outdoors fun for all ages and all appetites. For the dealer nearest you, or a complete catalog and a free booklet on Introduction to Camp Chef Outdoor Cooking, call 1-800-650-CHEF.
From coast to coast for close to 70 years, after decades of testing and billions of kilometers on the road, the Gunk family of automotive products has continued to stand tall through many generations. From lubricants to sealants to cleaners to performance additives. And through it all, we've managed to withstand the harshest test of all, the test of time. Trusted by Canadians since 1931. Available everywhere, including Canadian Tire, UAP Napa Auto Parts, and Pro Hardware stores.
Due to the popularity of our Cooking What You Catch segment, we've collected all of the recipes seen on Fishing with Shelly and Courtney into our own cookbook. Included are the fabulous recipes for seafood dishes that we've prepared over the past season, plus many more. To order your copy of Cooking with Shelly and Courtney for $14.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, call 1-888-466-HOOK. That's 1-888-466-4665.
In the world of compact pickups, only one truck can have the most available power. Only one can offer the most towing. Only one has the biggest standard bed. Only one offers the longest wheelbase. The interesting thing is that all these superlatives can be found on only one truck, Dodge Dakota. Introducing 5-star protection. It's peace of mind that comes with all 2001 Dodge Dakotas. Dodge Dakota, difference.
Angling to catch the big one?
Oh, man.
Then cast off with the Weekend Fisherman. Outdoorsman Frank Papineau tackles the adventures every Sunday afternoon from some of the best fishing holes across the country. Bury your hook into the Weekend Fisherman. Today at 2:30 Eastern on the Outdoor Life Network. All you have to do is add the water. The Weekend Fisherman, a part of Rods and Reels.
Welcome back. I'm here with Dave Brown of Whistler Fishing Guides, and Dave is going to spend the day with me teaching me how to fish some of the Whistler areas, right?
Right.
Now, right now we've picked a gorgeous area. Now, can you tell me why this area would be good for fishing?
Well, what it is we're fishing a river as it gradually makes its way down towards the lake, and the fish like to push up from the lake and hold in the river. And basically we've got a few mayfly hatching, so I've tied on a parachute Adams for you.
Okay.
And we're going to work in behind this rock and see if we can raise anything first on the dry.
Now, do they stay in the pools? Like, this seems like there's a lot of deeper pools in here, so
well,
will
as
they
you can
stay?
see, the water's moving quite fast out there, and then we look in here, it's a little bit calmer, a little bit of a back eddy.
Yeah.
So we're going to really have to work with good line control, but this is where the fish should be. This is kind of where they have the protection and the depth, and anything that's washing down the river in the form of flies, and right now we're seeing a few mayflies around.
Okay.
That's what they're going to be feeding on.
Now, speaking of line control, you know you're talking to me, right? That's just not in my vocabulary.
Well, we're going to teach you today. That's part of what we're going to learn.
I know. So now, tell me what I want to do here.
Well, what I'm going to have you do is you can see the rock up there.
Yeah.
We're just going to sort of cast up just a little bit to your left.
Okay.
And as the fly comes back towards you, I want you to try to keep the rod a little bit high.
Yeah.
And strip a bit of line back, so
Okay.
we're not getting any drag from the current as the fly gets swept down the river.
Okay.
All right. So it looks as natural as possible. That's it.
So now, do I want to strip it or just leave it for a little bit?
Let it drift. Maybe we'll kind of give the line a flick this way a little bit. On your next cast, maybe make it just a bit more to the right. That's
Okay.
getting in that little whirlpool.
See, now I've lost the fly.
It got sucked under.
So it does, the pool, now
yeah.
you don't want it to go under, obviously.
We want to try and keep it on the surface as much as possible.
You want me
That's
to go
it.
more right?
Throw a little mend to the right now. There we go. That's nice.
Okay, so now it's sitting there nicely.
Yeah, it's sitting nicely. We just need Mr. Walter the trout to come up.
Now it's sunk.
Got sucked under again.
So as soon as it sinks, do I want to bring it back up again?
Yeah. Yeah, once it goes under, we'll try another cast. We're going to try a couple casts with the dry, and then if that isn't working, what we're going to go to is a nymph.
Okay.
Go below the surface. But you can kind of see a little mend and then pick up a little bit of line, let it drift.
Do you want to do quick retrieve or just to...
No, you don't want to put any action on the fly.
Okay.
You just want to be picking up the line enough that you can prevent it from being swept. It's supposed to look as natural as possible, just like a little mayfly has landed on the water.
So while Dave and Courtney are over trying their lucky spot, we're going to try out our lucky spot. Brian's going to show us exactly how we're going to rig this up right now.
Okay, well I picked this pool. It's a nice looking pool. You got good shade on that far side, nice little current in through here, and also a little bit of a back eddy there. So any food that ends up in here, right now we have some caddis and there's stoneflies in the river, or stonefly nymphs in the river as well. Any food's going to sort of stay centralized in this area. So what I thought we'd try, in the hopes of catching a big fish, is we're going to try a stonefly nymph, a golden stone, and we're going to hang that underneath an indicator, which will keep us at a constant depth, and we'll just let it swirl around in here and maybe get a nice drift in through there.
Got it.
So I'll just get you to hold the rod for a second.
Sure.
I'm just going to take our indicator, and this stonefly's weighted, so it'll hang nicely underneath this indicator. We'll put it right up there by the fly line. just using a toothpick to keep it in place.
That just holds the indicator from sliding down the line?
Yeah, exactly. It's if you've done any float fishing, and I imagine you have, it's very similar to that. Now, have you ever done this type of fishing with the indicator and the weighted nymph?
I haven't, actually.
Okay, well maybe I'll just make a cast and show you what we're sort of looking for.
I'm a little rusty, and I've never done it this way, so it'll be great to kind of find out what exactly I have to do and where I'm casting to.
Well, we don't need a really long cast, but what you're going to try and do is cast just slightly upstream, and you'll find that with the big weighted fly and the indicator, it's really a funny cast to get this thing going. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to keep the line as tight to the little bobber or the strike indicator as possible. That time I cast a little too far upstream and it pulled it back, the back current there. So this time we'll try casting a little bit downstream of that. And now I'll get a better drift. So I may have to flip the line downstream just to get it moving. And what we're trying to do is just let that bobber float, that strike indicator float freely as much as possible without the line dragging on it.
So underneath the indicator is where the fly is, it's hanging down below?
Yeah,
like
hanging close to vertical,
Yeah.
And then down here you'll get a more consistent drift, and you can just drop a little bit of line right out the tip of the rod like I'm doing here. The honesty of what we're doing is it's basically float fishing with the strike indicator with fly gear.
Got it.
But it's also a really effective way to fish a deep pool like this with a weighted nymph. There you go, we'll let you have a shot. I'm going to move to this side, not that I don't trust your casting.
Fish Facts with Tom Bird are brought to you by the Sports Fishing Institute of British Columbia and Fisheries and Oceans Canada.
We're on site at the Capilano Hatchery, which is just outside of Vancouver, downtown Vancouver, on the North Shore Mountains. And it's not unlike many other facilities that can be found throughout British Columbia and Washington and Oregon and California. Hatcheries have received a lot of controversy lately. There's concern over the genetic integrity, how they're managed, what stock they introduce, and so on. But this facility, like many others like it, was put in place to compensate for environmental damage that occurred as a result of a dam. And in fact, in some instances, there's no other opportunity to supplement the population. It's either a hatchery or a facility like this or nothing. This has provided a valuable resource to the commercial, sport, and Aboriginal fisheries, and it's a key part of an activity in Vancouver that sees many thousands of anglers fishing for the fish that come back to this facility. The right time, the right place, and properly managed, hatcheries are an important part of our fishery management tools. If you get a chance, visit one. They're throughout British Columbia and probably in many areas in the United States, and they provide a valuable part of management of modern fisheries.
South of the Straits, it's time for Shelly and Courtney, and man, the fishing is great.
Welcome to the West Coast Fishing Club and the best salmon fishing in the world. Fish the most abundant runs of salmon on the entire Pacific coast amid the breathtaking natural beauty of the Queen Charlotte Islands. Fine dining, luxurious accommodations, and the fishing adventure of a lifetime. Choose from 3 of BC's finest resorts. The West Coast Fishing Club. It's an experience that will never leave you.
Who said fishing's boring?
Facts of fishing. Facts of fishing. Across the nation. Facts of fishing. Around the
You know what one of the biggest problems is when it comes to ice fishing? Iced up guides. They can cause big problems. What causes them? Well, your line gets wet, it touches the guide gets wet, and in the air, it freezes. The problem that causes, it can crack your guides, it can fray your line, and you'll lose big fish with frayed line all the time. How do you stop that? Well, quite simple. Get yourself some Vaseline, rub it on the guide, coat the guide so ice can't form. This will help you catch more and more big fish. Ever since I started doing this, I don't get frayed line and I catch a lot more big fish. So put some Vaseline on your guides to catch a lot more big fish. Until next time, I'm Dave Mercer, and that's this week's Fact of Fishing.
Introducing the Bradley Smoker. It's old smoke, new technology. Bradley Smoker offers clean, cool, or hot smoke for up to 8 hours safely, automatically, and without supervision. Using patented biscuits, the Bradley Smoker is hassle-free. Smoked seafood, meat, poultry, cheese, or game meats for any occasion. The Bradley Smoker is value-priced, well-built, and guaranteed for 1 full year. To place your order, call us at 888-466-4665 or visit our website.
Try a couple more.
So have you fished this area a lot for a long time, or?
Myself, I moved to Whistler about 5 years ago, and I've traveled back and forth to a few different places. And there's so many different areas up here to explore. We've got salmon fishing in the fall, good dolly fishing throughout the winter, good steelhead fishing in the winter and the spring, trout in the spring. There's so many different things to do, from basically Goldbridge down to Squamish, because that's sort of the territory that we cover, that I would say I've covered the area fairly extensively.
And do you fish right through the winter up here?
Yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite time of year to guide, is through the winter. We do float trips. It's really beautiful. There's hardly anyone fishing. And we just tend to get serious fishermen who fish in a lot of different places and end up in Whistler for a couple days skiing, decide to take a day off, rest their body, and come out fishing.
And you were mentioning a while ago that you do ski school as well, so you do a lot of skiing?
I've been teaching skiing 11 or 12 years, still do it part-time. I do 3 days a week teaching skiing and a couple days a week guiding, and that's my life in the winter.
Wow, it's a nice life.
So did it take you quite a while, Dave, to learn the fishing in the area, and what worked and what didn't?
Well, I moved here in '91, and I spent a couple years learning the area, and then I got into the guiding. I've been guiding with Whistler Fishing Guides now. This is my 7th year.
Really?
And really enjoy it. It's a great area to work in. We have some fantastic fishing. Depending on the time of year, we have opportunity to angle for salmon, steelhead, rainbow trout, cutthroat trout, dolly varden, and brook trout. So that's what's really attractive about the area, is the diversity that we have.
It is, and it seems like you can do it pretty much all year round.
We do operate year-round, yeah.
Heavy winter?
Oh, we even guide. We have a guy booked right now for December 29th.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's coming up going skiing and then doing some fishing while he's here?
That's what we get a lot of. We get a lot of people who like to come in the wintertime. We have some great winter fishing, and they can combine it with some skiing.
That's wonderful, because Whistler has such a wide variety of activities that you can do, including the skiing and the hiking and the mountain biking and rafting, and especially fishing, of course, because that's what we're here for.
There's just about everything you can do in Whistler. It's a wonderful place to bring your family too.
It is. It totally is, because there's stuff for the kids, and I mean, it's certainly into its own little town now.
Cooking with Shelly and Courtney is brought to you in part by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Today we're here with Norm Meyer, who is the chef de cuisine of the Portobello restaurant at Chateau Whistler.
That's right.
And we're happy to have you here. Thank you for helping us out. Well, actually, you're not going to be helping. You're going to be doing it, because this is a little too tricky for me.
You might be doing a little bit of work, yeah.
So what exactly are we making?
Today we're going to be doing an applewood smoked trout fillet with a red potato cake.
Sounds good.
Cool off.
Perfect. And because we have, a short little segment to do here, we already have our pre-smoked trout. So
there we go.
We're going to go with it from here.
So what we want to do next is peel off the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like eating the skin. I don't.
I'm not a skin eater myself.
So then just gently flake the trout into fairly small pieces. It'll be packed into the
So the trout can go right into the potato pancake?
It'll sort of be the center of the cake.
Wow.
So there we go. What we want to do is we'll keep this on the side there.
We, like how I say we when I'm just kind of standing watching.
Oh, you'll be working.
No.
So we'll just put this on the side there for
on
now.
the side?
Then for our potatoes, we need to grate the potatoes. And they've been pre-cooked, left the skin on. You can peel them if you like. It doesn't really matter. And then just into a little container. There you go. You've got grated potato. And put that on the side there. So here's our potato. Sort of break it up. What we want to add to here is 1 egg. Put that side there. And take a little bit of horseradish, not too much. Some people can handle a lot. Some people can't. And
chives.
Some chives. Not all of it, just a little bit.
A little bit.
There you go. Salt. Don't be afraid to salt heavy with the potatoes. They tend to soak up the salt.
Uh-huh.
And black pepper. Some people like white pepper because it doesn't show up, but I like the flavor of black. It's got a little bit better flavor. Then we'll just sort of mix that up. Here. So there we go. It's ready to be finished off. So
and next we're using these little things, is that right?
Yeah, the next step we use these little form rings. Yeah. And then we'll just put a layer in the bottom.
And you're going to need some trout for there too?
Yeah, I'll put some in the other one. Just sort of pack it down.
So about an inch thick, is that?
Yeah, about that. About a third high of this this container.
Okay.
Pack it in. Then we want to take some of our trout. Just sort of push that in on top of the potatoes. You can do many layers if you like, depending on how high you want to make this little sort of cake, but the higher you make it, the chances of it falling apart and tipping over
is a lot greater.
A lot greater.
That would be my luck. They'd turn from pancakes to...
So now we're done with the trout, so next we put on another little layer of potatoes on top. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. Put that in there like that.
I'm impressed. I would have dropped that everywhere.
It's really not that difficult.
And how long are we going to cook these for approximately?
Oh, you want them to get a little golden brown, a couple minutes on each side, 2 minutes. Turn it over. It doesn't really need to be hot on the inside. If you want it to be really hot, you can pan fry it and put it in the oven just to continue cooking it through, right?
Well, while these are cooking, we're going to go back to the river and try for some more fish, and we'll be back when these are ready.
Get fish on! Woo! There we go. Woo, look at him jump.
Holy, little acrobatic little thing, isn't he?
All right. There we go. Pretty little rainbow here.
I can't even see him. Where is he?
He's coming.
There he is. Oh, he's in the rocks.
Right. He's down there, yeah. Keep working him towards me. See how
Come here. They're tough, eh?
Oh,
For little fish.
They're strong little fish. I've got them up to 20 inches in here.
Have you really?
Yeah. There's some big rainbows in here, and there's dollies. We've got dollies out here at 4 pounds.
And what's the average rainbow in here?
Oh, 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and the
not
average
bad.
dolly is about 16.
Now, how would you describe a rainbow? Like when you identify it, is what I should say.
Really.
Oh, there he went.
Spat it. Really nice and bright chrome. They got a little bit of spotting. These fish are pretty bright here.
He was tough, though.
Oh, he was a tough little guy.
Was he ever?
South through the straits. It's time for Shelly and Courtney. And man, the fishing's great.
Due to the popularity of our Cooking What You Catch segment, we've collected all of the recipes seen on Fishing with Shelly and Courtney into our own cookbook. Included are the fabulous recipes for seafood dishes that we've prepared over the past season, plus many more. To order your copy of Cooking with Shelly and Courtney for $14.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, call 1-888-466-HOOK. That's 1-888-466-4665.
One truck offers you more horsepower than any compact, more brute force torque, and more sheer payload and towing capacity than any compact. Dodge Dakota. Its big truck capability overshadows the compacts. Now with 5-star protection, it's peace of mind that comes with all 2001 Dodge Dakotas.
Canadians are getting a lot more mileage out of their cars and trucks, and we're doing our part. AC Delco, automotive parts you can count on, whatever you drive. Ask your service professional for AC Delco parts.
After almost 20 years, Tomo's mopeds are back. Finally, fun and affordable transportation for all ages. So simple to operate, you don't even need a motorcycle license. Tomo's mopeds are ideal for high school, college, and university students. The perfect vehicle for RVers and a great alternative to the bus. And with up to 120 miles per gallon, they're also a great way to fight rising fuel prices. Enjoy the freedom and independence of a Tomo's moped today. Call or visit our website for the dealer nearest you.
Outdoor Life Network. Face the elements. OLN travel tip number 41. When in Ireland, enjoy the afternoon. Hurling. Outdoor Life Network. Travel safely or face the elements.
Okay, I'm not gonna lose this one now. We're gonna get this one in. I know, that's what I mean. Look at all the pressure I got on him, and he doesn't. They're strong little fish.
They are. Let me see if I can walk down.
When you get them, I don't like to drag them, and try and leave them in the water as much as possible. There we go. Can you see them? And it's important too, same with salmon, when you're fishing trout, you want to touch them as little as possible and leave them in the water as much as possible. There he goes. And where he goes.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, you guys, we had kind of a slow day, but it certainly was a nice day. We got to fly around in the helicopter thanks to Black Tusk Helicopters. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
It really was. It was a lot of fun.
It's incredible.
It was great, and the water we got to experience, and some of the fish we got to see was really nice. That was good.
Had a few long distance releases.
Yes, just a few. And thank you very much to the Chateau Whistler for accommodating us with such wonderful rooms, and the Wildflower in Portobello for feeding us. It was I know.
It was unbelievable.
I'm still full. And
don't forget to thank these two.
Yeah. The most important part of a fishing show, the guides, and Whistler Fly Fishing and Whistler Fishing Guides, thank you very, very much for taking us out. We had a wonderful time, and we hope that we can do it again.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming up. We really enjoyed fishing with you. It was a lot of fun.
Okay?
Thank you.
And you all at home should experience Whistler, because it's a wonderful place to come, and we'll see you all next time.
Cooking with Shelly and Courtney is brought to you in part by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Well, I'm going to sneak off and have this for lunch. So I'd like to thank you very much for coming and showing us this. It looks excellent.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. And we'll see you all next time.
Lands and pinks and sockeye, and kings along the way. Head north to the rivers, south to the straits.
For more information on fishing in Whistler, please call or visit Whistler Fishing Guides, Whistler Fly Fishing, and Black Tusk Helicopters. Accommodations provided by the Fairmont Chateau Whistler. Meals courtesy of Portobello and Wildflower Restaurants.
Is at the end of my loop.
Fishing with Shelly and Courtney has been brought to you in part by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Break out the heavy line.
West Coast Fishing Club.
I'm hooked on hooking up.
Skagit Orca Boats.
I feel fine.
Sport Fishing Institute of British Columbia. Fisheries and Oceans Canada. Shimano, where fishing is a family affair. Original music written and performed by the Dorados. If you would like further information or to contact Fishing with Shelly and Courtney, you can write us, call us, or visit our website. Fishing with Shelly and Courtney proudly supports the Pacific Salmon Foundation. Fishing with Shelly and Courtney is a Glenn Todd production.